What's up, y'all? It's Sports Aid back with another episode of the College Football World Series. In this episode, we are playing the Tulane New Orleans bracket. The Green Wave are hosting. They were a top 16 national seed. They will be playing the winner of, the winner of this bracket. Excuse me, not necessarily Tulane. Not yet. We'll have to find out. We'll be playing the winner of the Seattle bracket. I believe this will go up on Sunday, so the Seattle bracket will post later. I'll record that right after this. First game, Tulane versus Oklahoma State. Tulane has a really good running back who always does well in simulation. Tajay Spears, I think. Is that the right name? Maybe. We will find out. Tulane, the Green Wave. So overall for Tulane, the 1 seed is 83. Oklahoma State, a decent 4 seed. Well, they're a pretty good 4 seed. 86 overall. 4 seeds are typically, yeah, okay. They're in New Orleans. Kind of wondering if I got that right. They're in New Orleans. Oklahoma State, excuse me. A good 4 seeds like we have seen. Most 4 seeds should be like MAC, Group of 5, Sun Belt. But we do have a Power 5. Tajay Spears. Tulane, 87 overall running back. Oklahoma State, I believe their kicker's like, it's probably the punter. He's like 100 years old. Hopefully we have a good game here. Yulman Stadium does not look like it's big enough to host a regional. Although I didn't make, like, stadium size rules, so it doesn't look bad. If I did a dynasty, I might use the stadium. Oklahoma State scores 14 points. Tulane has 7. Getting close to the end of the first half. Tulane does not score before the second half starts. 21-7, 28-7. Oklahoma State beating the Green Wave in their own stadium. There you have it. Your final for game 1 is 35-14, and the 4 seed upsets Tulane. That is the first upset of the 1 seed we have seen in the first two and last two that I've done. Regionals, the 1 seeds have coasted to victory. Here are those brackets, just by the way. So, Oklahoma State in the winners bracket, Oregon and Ole Miss. A lot of O schools are in this bracket. Oregon is the higher seed, so they will have the home field advantage here on the away turf. Ole Miss. Oregon is a 90 overall. They are the highest overall in this bracket. We're doing all 6-minute simulations. 6-minute simulations are relatively realistic. 15-minute quarters gets points up to like 70 or 80 sometimes. Zach Evans for Ole Miss is the only offensive player in the top 6 for these schools. Ooh. I could have changed Oregon's uniforms. I haven't changed any uniforms for any of these teams. I probably, well, maybe won't. I've never really messed with Oregon's uniforms. The Ducks will score first. 3-0 Ducks. Second quarter now. Oregon scores a touchdown and then another touchdown. There is another touchdown. 24-3 here in the fourth quarter in New Orleans. Oregon Ducks blew past the Ole Miss Rebs. So Ole Miss gets put in the elimination bracket against Tulane in this elimination game. which will be next up, as Oregon moves on to play Oklahoma State in the winners bracket. Ole Miss did have 2 turnovers. Those were very costly with 6-minute quarters. Tulane, wrong way. It's alphabetical. And Ole Miss. This should be a close game. I believe they actually, well, no, it was Troy. Ole Miss played one group of 5 school this year, and it was really close. Or last year, they played a group of 5 school, and it was really close. It wasn't Tulane. I know Tulane played Kansas State. Maybe it was Tulane. Oh boy, that's really gonna bother me. Let's look it up. Shout out to fbschedules.com. Use this all the time. We're looking for who did Ole Miss play last year. Looking at the 22. Where's the 22 schedule?
This coin toss presented by Nissan.
It was Troy. Okay. It was Troy. They also played Tulsa close. That would have bugged me for a long time. Tulane played Kansas State and they won, and I figured they probably wouldn't play 2 Power 5 schools. Big first drive for Ole Miss to score a field goal, then a Tulane touchdown. There's an Ole Miss touchdown and another one, 17-7 right now. End of the first half, Ole Miss just barely squeaks in 7 more points. There are more points. 31-16 right now, 38-16. We're in the fourth quarter. Looks like Tulane, the host team, is going to go home. Green Wave are the first team eliminated in the whole tournament. No, first 1 seed, excuse me. 41-16 is the final. Happened in a blowout. So Ole Miss moves on in the losers bracket. Trying to hold on. Only O schools left. Next game will be Oregon versus Oklahoma State. Oregon is the highest overall seed in this regional, so they're 90. Did I go past them? They're 90. Oklahoma State's an 86. Tulane, kind of an overrated 1 seed. They would have been a high 2 seed, I could see. The way the rankings held out. By the way, this is all based on the CBS season final rankings. Top 16 were 1 seeds. Next 16 were 2 seeds, so on and so forth. So now Oregon will have home field, quote-unquote home field advantage for the rest of the this bracket, at least, because they are the highest seeded team left. This is probably the most important game in this bracket so far. It is tied here. Can someone score points before halftime? Yes, Oregon does. 14-7 right now. There's a tying touchdown by Oklahoma State. Oregon takes a field goal lead in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma State scores a field goal to tie it, and another one to win it. Yes, they do. 4 seed Oklahoma State scores and hold off Oregon. Final score of 20-17. Oregon Ducks in the elimination bracket. And Oregon State moving on to the final. Haven't seen a 4 seed win. We've only seen 1 seeds win. We have Oregon and Ole Miss. I didn't know that Jalen Hyatt won the Bolitnikoff. I've never really looked at the loading screens. Like paid close attention. Maybe I have. Maybe I have. And I just remembered.
And
Where
now the coin toss.
I don't even know.
Presented by Nissan.
Kind of
Elimination.
weird that
Then
Jalen
it's
Hyatt won the
ice.
Bolitnikoff. Although, who's really better than him? Oregon takes a 7-0 lead over the Rebels, who they played in their first game. Ole Miss missed a PAT. It's now an 8-point game after an Oregon touchdown. The Rebels cut it by 3 points, and they take a 3-point lead here. They take another 3-point lead after scores by both teams. There's an Oregon tie, an Oregon lead, and the Ducks held on in a comeback victory over Ole Miss. 31-24 is the final for that game. One score final. Oregon moves on to face Oklahoma State in another game. Now, if Oregon wins, we go to game 7. If Oklahoma State wins, they win the bracket. That is, oh man. Oh boy. That is not what I really wanted to click on. Hold on, I will be right back with you. Alright, I'm back. Here's our potential final for this regional. Oklahoma State, 4 overall ratings worse than the Oregon Ducks. If Oklahoma State wins, this will be a 4 seed winning, which is extremely rare, but it will also be the first either way, it'll be the first non-1 seed to win. This is only the 3rd episode, so I got a lot of football to play, but I don't know. It's rare.
Enjoy everything.
What would be more difficult is for Oregon to win 2 in a row. There's a safety by Oklahoma State. Wow. Oregon touchdown, 9-7 lead because of the safety. There's an Oklahoma State field goal. 5-point game in the Cowboys' favor. Now it is only a 2-point game after a field goal. Now they are down by 1, 13. Now it is 16-12 final. Very low scoring. Oregon pulls it off, and we will go to game 7. Now, Oregon had their 1 loss to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has their 1 loss to Oregon. Final game of the regional. Loser goes home. Oregon still has home field advantage. There's Oklahoma State. Final look at these teams' best 3 players. 98 overall middle linebacker for Oregon, 90 overall right end, and an 89 overall kicker. 91 overall left end, 89 overall kicker, and 88 overall wide receiver for the Cowboys. I might jump into the last 2 minutes. This is the only game 7 we've gone to. Nothing yet. No score in the first quarter. There is an Oregon touchdown. Will they score again? They'll score a field goal. They lead 10-0. Now it is 17-0. Next quarter. 17-7. Oklahoma State needs 10 points to tie it. Will they score here? Sanders threw a pass away. Oh, Sanders had his pass intercepted. Oregon ball. They will score a touchdown. That, well, 10 points with 50 seconds left. Oregon recovered the onside kick. Oklahoma State out of timeouts. No good field goal. Unless something wild here happens. No, it does not. Oregon walks away as a 2 seed who's able to fight their way back through the loser's bracket and upset Oklahoma State. Well, it wasn't really an upset. They beat Oklahoma State. Overall, Oklahoma State won the series. Well, no, they didn't. They only won 1 game. Good series by both schools. Good series by both schools. Oregon walks away the victor. They would be playing the winner of this bracket, Seattle-Washington bracket. Could be good. I'm excited to see what Fresno State does. I feel like they're, I don't know. They are a 2 seed. We have not had a 3 or 4 seed win yet. Maybe it will be the next video. After, well, in the Super Regional for Oregon, I mean, it's not too bad. They would play, at best, Washington. So, I could see them going to the World Series. Potentially. Only potentially. Until the next one, thank you so much for watching. Peace.